Hello, my beautiful girls. Welcome in. I'm so happy to be with you today. Today we are talking about how to end generational patterns like a queen. I'm so excited for this video. This is actually my last time sitting in this spot and filming, and as I was preparing for this video, I thought, what is the last message that I want to share with the Glow Girls? And this is what came. It's what started this whole community, and it is how to be the one that changes your family through your inner work. So I'm going to be sharing some of the most important things that have allowed me to break those generational curses and the generational trauma, the patterns, so that I can create a family of healing and thriving and radiance. And I'm just so proud of you ladies, so amazed with the inner work that you have been doing with your relationships, with your family, with yourself. And I'm so grateful every time that you bring me on your journey with you, every time you write me a message or an email and share your experience. Thank you for being in this community, and I'm just so grateful for you. I'm really excited to see where this journey is going to take us. A little bit sad to move, but this is going to be the last video sitting in this spot. And one thing that I wanted to say that was so beautiful, one of you ladies commented it on a previous YouTube video, is that this plant in the background represents the growth of the Glow Girl community. I don't know if you ladies remember, but when we first started, like a year and a half ago maybe is when I started making this type of content, the plant was right here. It was so small. And I just feel that when we've done the live streams in this room and just the energy of this beautiful community, the plant has grown with so much love and inspiration. So I love you ladies. Thank you for being in this community, and I'm just really excited to see where our journey will continue to take us. So before I share point number one, I also want to say thank you ladies for all the support that you've been sending me about the move to Dubai. I'm currently living in Las Vegas. I've lived out of the country once. I used to live in South Korea when I was a baby. I was a military kid, so that's why. And the amount of love and support that you have been sending me, especially you ladies that live in the Middle East, thank you. It means the world to me. One of my dear clients said to me the other day, she goes, Alexis, when you land in Dubai, I will have a fresh basket of dates from my backyard waiting for you. I so appreciate you ladies just offering if I need help moving or just need a friend to go out to coffee with. I just never dreamed that the community would be as loving and amazing as it is, so thank you ladies. I don't tell you enough how much you mean to me and how proud I am of you. So there goes our sun as we're moving into the first topic. So number one, when I think about the deepest inner work that has allowed me to end the generational patterns in my family, it has been releasing trapped emotions. And I know I say this all the time, but there's new information that I've recently studied and learned that is so powerful that I'm excited to share. So trapped emotions, if there's any identity that you've been wanting to embrace but you feel like you can't, I guarantee there's a trapped emotion. So for example, let's say that you really want to become a woman who's just oozing with confidence. You want to walk into a room or a store and just fill that place up with your radiance and feel so confident in yourself. If you feel, Alexis, I know this inner work. I know what you've been teaching me about confidence and being in my body and just feeling good in my skin, but I still can't do it, I guarantee there's a trapped emotion, literally a physical bundle of energetic molecules sitting in your body that is keeping you stuck. Once you release that trapped emotion, guess what will happen? The identity will be unlocked for you. So I'll share with you an example in my own life. I would always have trouble, I shared this in a video a long time ago when I was at church, raising my hands and actually praising God and actually singing to the music. I would always feel so stiff and so stuck. Meanwhile, everyone around me was like, yes, go Jesus, but I just couldn't. I couldn't move my body. Well, I knew the identity that I wanted was to be a woman who could just move freely in her body. Why I was stuck is because I had a bundle of trapped emotion of shame. That shame came from an abusive parent that I had, and because that shame was never released in my body, it showed up as self-consciousness. It blows my mind when I piece the puzzle pieces together. That blocked emotion as shame will show up as embarrassment to just be you, or self-consciousness. Where this would also show up, I've been doing modeling since I was 16, and when I was younger I would always have trouble moving my body in front of the camera. In my agency, it was a struggle with us. They would say, Alexis, you need to practice dancing. Alexis, just move your body. When I would do photo shoots, it would be like this. It was just so bad. Whereas now I feel like I can be sexy and fierce and just move so confidently. Well, what happened is that trapped emotion of shame was still in my body. So then when I would go and show up in front of the camera and work for these brands, I couldn't do it. And I would never get hired as a model because I was so stiff in my body. Well, feminine energy, the root of it is fluidity. It is being connected to your body, just being so accepting and loving of who you are. And in that, there's no self-consciousness. So if you're feeling, why can't I truly be in my full feminine energy? There might be a trapped emotion. And of course, I'm going to talk about how to release it. Another example that I had, okay, if you're going through a breakup, or if you've been through a breakup and you feel, why can't I move on from this person? Why can't I stop checking their social media? Why can't I stop making up scenarios in my head? Yes, I know we've all done this. It is probably because there's a trapped emotion about him or her. So what you've got to do is realize, okay, maybe there's something that I need to release from my body that is still connecting me to this person. For me, I've told you girls this before, it took me 7 months to get over a person once. So the reason why it took me 7 months to get over that breakup is because I had anger and I never released it. Here's a recent study that absolutely blew my mind. It's linking repressed emotions to chronic illnesses. Chronic illnesses are becoming more and more common today, such as autoimmune diseases, hormone issues, thyroid issues. All these chronic illnesses are just coming out of nowhere. No, it's coming from trapped emotions that have not been released and healed, getting passed down from generation to generation to generation. That is why this video is about how to be the queen that ends generational patterns for good. Because I'm not here to pass down these trapped emotions to my kids, and neither are you. So here is how you actually release it. One more thing before we talk about how to release it. Here's what's really scary. If you have a repressed emotion that is leading to a chronic illness, guess what is also happening? When you're supposed to, let's say you have anger, you're supposed to express it towards an ex that hurt you or a parent that hurt you, and you never express it outwards, your body is forced to express it inwards. All of that anger, now you give it to your body instead of outwards like you were supposed to. So you do not have time to give your body anger, sadness, shame. Nope. Here's how you're going to release it. You are going to do emotional release activities. I know that we've talked about this before, but I have something new that I want to add. And if you're new, hello, emotional release activities. It's what I teach in my courses. It is just simply taking that emotion and physically moving it out of your body. How you can do that, I'll give you a few ideas. Number one, this one is newer, and I can't believe that I didn't link these pieces together before. My mom actually taught me this recently. Throwing a tantrum. Yes, you are going to throw a tantrum like a 2-year-old. When I'm watching and observing younger kids out with their parents now, what I see is, wow, what a healthy human being. They are shaking their body, they're crying, they're screaming. They get to pick themselves up off the floor when they're done with that tantrum, and the blocked emotion is gone. We are so naturally brilliant when we are born. We know how to do this as kids, but we get deconditioned out of it. Inner work is simply just restoring you to the version of you that God made you to be. Before the filtering, before people came in and shamed you, before the world taught you how to be any different than you're supposed to naturally show up as. So throw a tantrum. Close your door, close the blinds. Yes, I do this all the time. It's almost a way of, what is it called? I think somatic movement is the term. Somatic movement, it's a form of therapy of moving your body to actually move that emotion out. If you look at dogs, notice whenever they're anxious, they will shake their body. What are they doing? They're shaking the anxiety right off. You get to do this too. Throw a tantrum. This is probably the only time I'll say this. Throw a tantrum. Play in your feminine energy, release the blocked emotion, and end those generational patterns so that they don't get passed down throughout your family. We're really just so powerful. The Glow Girl community, all of you ladies who are listening to this and gentlemen are so powerful. The work that you are doing, every time you even become aware that maybe I have a trapped emotion, I'm going to now try to move it out of my body, you are changing the history of your family. It is so powerful, and I'm so beyond proud of you. Here's another method that you can do. Scream. scream into a pillow. This is my favorite. This is how I get over breakups. I scream into pillows. Friendship losses, anger that you never spoke up for as a kid. I had so much of that. I never spoke up to my abusive parent. All of the speaking up has been done in a pillow, and it has healed me. And guess what? Now I don't have any anger towards that parent, no more unforgiveness, because they were just doing the best that they could anyways. They just had wounded and trapped emotions themselves that were never healed. So now it just happens that I get to heal it. So scream into a pillow. Here's another one that I love. I love this especially because my youngest brother, who is 17, taught this to me. I think it's so precious. My whole family is obsessed with inner work now. I love this. So he told me, Alexis, did you know that when you go for runs and you push your body to the extreme, you cry? And I thought, okay, that's interesting. And he goes, that's not all of it though. When you cry, it's because your body cannot hold all of that. I'm trying to think of the word. Your body cannot hold in the tears and the anger and the sadness, all those blocked emotions that your body has put up so much strength, so much barriers to protect. No, we can't let this out. When you push your body to the extreme by going for a run, that barrier that you've been putting up to protect falls. You don't have any more energy to it or for it, because all of that energy has gone to pushing your body, exerting that energy, being physically active and running. So there was a day that I went through, or it was a couple days after I had gone through a breakup, and I remember going for a run and just crying and thinking, what is going on? I didn't have what I thought was strength, but it was actually weakness to hold my emotions and not let them come out. It was gone. I was pushing and running so hard that I couldn't hold that barrier anymore. That's what I want you to do if you cannot cry, if you cannot release your emotions, especially if you have ever been shamed for crying. Please imagine that I am whoever shamed you saying, no, I regret saying that. That was so wrong. There's no shame in crying. Crying is actually the most beautiful thing that you can do, because when you cry, you are truly experiencing the fullest extent of being a human. You are feeling pain, you are feeling pure bliss. That is what it means to be human. And crying just allows you to fully feel what we're here to do, to be human. Okay, another form, my favorite, especially as a feminine energy coach, is dancing. Dance, move your body. Just every time you move your hips side to side, especially as women, about 80% of our trapped emotions sit in our hips. You are releasing blocked emotions. So dance, feel sexy, play with your feminine energy, and heal your family. Love inner work, love this community. We just get to dance, have fun, and heal at the same time. Okay, anything else that I wanted to say? Another thing too that really helped on this note before we move to point number 2 is trusting and knowing every single person in this world is doing the best that they can with the knowledge that they have. If anybody has hurt you, it's not them hurting you. It is that little kid that got hurt themselves that is now trying to hurt you in order to feel better. Hurt people hurt people. My mom used to always tell me this growing up. So the easiest way to forgive someone is say, they're only hurting me because they're hurt. What must they be going through that is making them feel this way? I feel so sorry for them. That is how I forgave my family member that was very abusive, is I just thought, I feel so sad for them, like that little kid that never got to feel safe and is now making other people feel unsafe. How sad is that? And I wish that I could just hug that little kid version of themselves. Okay, point number 2, getting to know your feminine energy. This is how you are going to end generational patterns like a queen. Get to know your feminine energy. All sides of it. There's the wild side, there's the light feminine energy, the dark feminine energy. I have so many videos on all of these. I have courses on all of these. So the dark feminine energy is something that I want to say because we've been talking about it a lot lately, especially with my dark feminine energy course. Here's what you need to know about dark feminine energy. It is not evil. It is not manipulative. The reason why it's even called dark feminine energy, I know that this can throw off a lot of people, especially I'm Christian, I love Jesus, and when I first heard this, I was like, no, is that evil? The only reason dark feminine energy is called dark is because it represents the shadow side. The shadow side, there is no light there. We don't shed any light on it because we want to hide it. The shadow side is the parts of us that we're just afraid of the world seeing. That is what dark feminine energy means. It's pulling that to the surface and saying, actually, it is okay. It is okay to have boundaries. It is okay to be confident, even if I was shamed growing up. So dark feminine energy is not manipulative. It's not evil. That's never something that we will teach in this community. If there's content online talking about more of the manipulative side, that is not what that's not what I'm referencing when we're talking about dark feminine energy. So I just want to make that clear. Dark feminine energy, it is the badass, powerful side of you that accepts and loves all parts of herself and is not afraid to show up unapologetically. So what is your style? That's another part of your feminine energy. Can you sit and actually imagine that, wait a second, what if my style has come from what other people have picked? What if it's come from what my family has picked? What if it's come from what people have taught me online? If you actually sit and think, what do I feel good wearing? How do I feel good doing my hair? The question that I get all the time that I literally just want to scream at the top of my lungs is, you do not have to wear makeup to be in your feminine energy. You do not have to not work out to be in your feminine energy. You do not have to wear a dress to be in your feminine energy. Where in the world is this coming from? That is not feminine energy. Feminine energy is the most authentic, the most raw, the most true parts of you being expressed in a form of style, in a form of the way that you show up. I've received questions such as, Alexis, is it masculine to go surfing? Is it masculine to get tattoos? First of all, masculine energy is a beautiful thing, and who determined that surfing or working out or tattoos, who determined that this is masculine? If this feels good for your body to do, you are in your feminine energy. Feminine energy is simply observing, dropping into your body, what would feel good for us to do? What do we need to start showing up as the best version of ourselves? What would feel so good to just go out and do in terms of our inner work? Would it be setting boundaries? Would it be going to the gym and teaching my body, no, I love you, I want to take care of you, I want to nourish you? So feminine energy, it's just the most true and beautiful and raw parts of yourself. I love, love, love the in-person retreats that we have because I can truly see the feminine energy in you ladies. It's so different. The Hawaii retreat, it was so amazing. I was at the top of the stairs getting ready to come down. I was finishing my makeup and I could hear all the girls. This was the first day coming into the villa. And I remember hearing the laughter and just the conversations and, hi, how are you? How long have you been doing inner work for? It was the most beautiful thing. I'd come down and I'm like, oh my gosh, ladies, I could not wait to meet you and to hug you. It's just, there's so much power in feminine energy and community, and especially friendship and sisterhood. So that's another part. Get to know your feminine energy. The more you know your feminine energy, the more you attract women in their feminine energy who are just so radiant and so confident in who they are. I have a ton of videos on female friendships. They are very, very helpful if you are in that spot where I want deeper connections with more female friends. My girlfriends they're one of the best parts of my life. I'm so grateful for them. And I was telling them the other night, we had one last cooking night before I moved, and it was so sad. Lots of tears were shed. And I was telling them, I wish that I had more time where we could all sit down and do a video on this channel. And the girls were like, yeah, we should do this. I have 5 close women who I consider my best friends. They're all over my Instagram story highlights if you want to go and see what we, like the activities and things that we do together. And sadly, Monday was the only night that we could all meet together, so I won't be able to make a video with all of us. But if you go and watch the Hawaii retreat, the Goddess Unleashed vlog, you'll see some of my best friends in there. It has been a long journey for me to make healthy female friendships, and I'm just very, very grateful to God that these women exist. They do exist. They're out there, and it is such a fundamental part of my own feminine energy. They keep me accountable, and they keep me inspired. They really support and just love and hold that space for me. That is essential in order to do inner work. You need that safe community space. Also, I have the Glow Girl app. Every single person is welcome to join. I wanted to place kind of like a Facebook group page where all of us in the Glow Girl community could ask questions and share ideas. It's such a beautiful space. Women share like, hey ladies, these are the things that have been helping me cycle sync. Or ladies, I'm going through this situation with my partner. I really, really need some advice. I think there's about 2,000 women that are in this group. If you go to my website, thefeminineglow.com, scroll down to the bottom, and you will see our book club, you will see this Glow Girls community. You are welcome to join. This is a safe place for you to find women who are maybe in your same city and just get to know and meet other people. Okay, so what else did I want to say on this? Okay, I want to share the story, but I'm thinking, do I have enough time? Okay, yes, we'll make enough time. So that dinner that I had with, actually before I talk about this, I cannot forget to say this. Back on that idea of the communities that we have. So we have book club. I get so many emails every single day. Alexis, can I join Glow Girls book club? Yes, I made it for all of us. We have been doing book club for the past 6 months. It has just been a beautiful space to dive into this romantic fantasy world and just talk about these fiction books together. So everybody is welcome to join. That's also on my website, thefeminineglow.com. There's about 1,500 of us ladies in this book club. It's so much fun and just such good sisterhood. And we recently started a new series. So if you want to join, our next meeting is, I think it's April 14th. And you'll have so much time to catch up if you'd like to join. Another announcement, I'm so sad to say this, but the Dubai retreat will be closing in a few days. There's only a few spots left, and I'm really, really excited to see you ladies at Royalty and Riches. This retreat I wanted to create so that women can just come and feel majestic, feel their queen power activated, create deep sisterhood bonds. The Hawaii retreat was so special, and immediately I told my retreat planner, when can we do the next one? So that's coming together. Our Royalty and Riches retreat will be this summer, 2024, in Dubai. I'm so excited to welcome you ladies, and all information for that is on thefeminineglow.com. Okay, so moving on to the next part that I wanted to tell you ladies. So I was talking with my girlfriends at our cooking night the other night, and they were saying, Alexis, you need to share this on YouTube. And this is something that I've only shared, I believe I've only shared it in my courses, especially, which one is it? Yes, the one on dark feminine energy. I know we've talked about it in there. I think it needs to be said here. I was always so scared to talk about it on YouTube, but it was a big part of my own inner work journey, and it's so on theme with what we're talking about now. So there will come points in life where you have to determine, is this worth my energy, or should I just stand back? And there was something that happened when I think I was 21 years old, and I was working for a man, and I was working as a marketing specialist at the time. So I have a business degree, and I immediately went into getting a job out of college. So I'm working for this guy. It's just him and I in the company. And I was working for him for probably about 9 months. And then there was a point where I just wasn't happy. I wasn't fulfilled. I was already starting my first business, Solista Wear, at that time, and I really, really wanted to focus on just being an entrepreneur. So I let him know that I would like to get a pay raise. I was making maybe $20 an hour at the time, working part-time. I looked into the industry. I was so qualified for this pay raise, and I went to him and said I would like to get a raise. I would like to start making $25 an hour. And he looked at me and said, no. And I was so hurt. I was like, what? I'm not even asking for too much. I was so upset. And I had to go home and pray. And the answer that I got was, it's time to quit your job. So I was so scared. I was so scared. At the time, my business, I wasn't bringing in a ton of income, and I just didn't know what I was going to do. I also was such a big people pleaser, nice girl at this time, completely different than now. And I remember the next day I told him, okay, thank you for this opportunity, but I will be putting in my 2 weeks. And he looks at me and he goes, you're not going to get paid for the last 2 weeks of work if you do this. And I remember feeling so angry. And it was a buildup because, as I told you ladies, I never had expressed my anger before. I never expressed it towards toxic family members, anything that happened growing up. So all of this anger, I got to a point, this is when my true inner work journey started, and I said, I am no longer going to accept disrespect. And the anger came out. And I said, okay, I will see you in court. Took him to court. Long story short, got my money back, and that leveled up my confidence massively, because what I taught myself is we are no longer available to receive disrespect. We are no longer available to get taken advantage of. That's another reason why I started teaching more business content to you ladies and also have the Divine and Aligned Business course, is because I see this again and again, men taking advantage of women. whether it's in a relationship with financial abuse, whether it's at a job with a boss. I am so done with this for women. I'm so done with this for our generation. No more. I want to teach you how to level up your finances, how to level up your inner work and your confidence, because this happened to me, and ever since then, no more. So decisions like that, there will be points where you have to decide, am I just going to let this go, or am I going to take action? If your identity is trying to change, if you're trying to end a pattern that continues in your life, such as disrespect from men around you, you have to make the choice, no more. Even if it's hard, even if it's scary, you have to be the one to do it. Because if you don't, that will land on your daughter to do. That will land on your son to do. So no more accepting those toxic patterns and generational trauma and curses that happen. You can put a stop to it by your decisions. So that is, I guess that's kind of point number 2, get to know your feminine energy. I got to know my feminine energy so well that I realized, ooh, Alexis, your feminine energy is missing that confidence, that determination, that self-respect. Time to get it back by putting an end to situations like these of disrespect. So that is how you're going to end generational patterns like a queen. Put an end to the things that you do not want to see happen anymore. Okay, moving on to point number 3. I'm having lunch with my brother in like 45 minutes, so I've got to get through these points. I'm so sorry if it feels rushed. Okay, point number 3. This one is so powerful. I heard a woman say this on TikTok the other day. Always choose the least thing that you will regret. What does this mean? If you're in a relationship right now and you are thinking, I don't know, Alexis, if I should stay with this partner. I get emails every single day, Alexis, here's my situation. What do you think I should do? Here's how you're going to answer that. Which option would you regret the most? So let's say that you're in a relationship with somebody and they don't treat you very well and they don't meet your standards, but you're thinking, I've already invested so much time, maybe they could change. Okay, here's what you ask yourself. 1, would I regret staying with this person and missing out on the life, on the love, on the opportunities that I could have had? Would I regret this more? Or would I regret leaving this partner behind and letting go of that relationship, letting go of what he could have been, what the potential would have been for that relationship? Which one would I regret more? Personally, I'm always going to regret the life more that does not align with my dream life. If I am with a partner and they are not showing up the way that I need, if they are not showing me self-love and self-respect to me or to themselves, it is done. Because that does not align with the life that I see for myself, with the inner work that I've done, with the inner work that I want to pass down to my kids. So I would rather miss out on what could have been with one mediocre partner than a whole lifetime of healthy romantic love and just feeling so confident, feeling so loved and adored. I'm telling you, ladies, your partner makes such a difference in the way you run your business and the career decisions that you make and the way that you dress yourself, the way you carry yourself. When I ended a toxic relationship, guess what happened? I started having so much creativity and confidence and inspiration, which I poured into all of my businesses, and they blossomed so beautifully. And I became financially free. And thank you, God, I became so financially abundant. So it's not just that romance and that love that you're missing out on. You could be missing out on millions. You could be missing out on the love of your life. Which life would you rather give up? Which one are you going to regret more? That is how you make your decisions. And always ask God. I go to God for everything. God, please give me direction and clarity. Which decision will I make? And He will give you an answer. Especially the question, God, if this person is not for me, please remove them from my life. He answers that one on Amazon Prime speed delivery. So He's always there for guidance. Number 4, thinking about what are the most important aspects of my inner work journey that has allowed me to end generational patterns. It has been stretching my rubber band of consciousness. I don't know if I've ever spoken about this on YouTube. I know that I have in the Hawaii retreat and also in the Gold Vault course. The Gold Vault is the course on money, quantum physics, wealth. It is just such a beautiful space in there. And something that I teach the ladies is that we all have a rubber band of consciousness. People call this all sorts of names. So when I was thinking about how has my inner work been able to move so quickly, how have I been able to grow, this is what came to me. Your mind, your consciousness is like a rubber band. it stretches. So when you get a brand new rubber band, notice how it's tight. It starts off right here. This is how our consciousness is. We're new to the world, we're learning, we're absorbing from our parents, from school, and then we learn more and more and more. And our rubber band of consciousness, what we allow and what we can believe, it stretches as a result. So there was a book that I was reading, I believe it's called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Beautiful book, especially for my girls in the Divine and Aligned in the Gold Vault course. If you are building a business and you are trying to bring financial abundance and security to your life, this book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, I think it's by T. Harv Eker. Don't quote me on that, I'm not 100% sure. He talks about how our consciousness is like a container. A container is the word that he uses. A lot of people use this word container, but for me I was always thinking there's another word that I need, and what came is rubber band. So there's an idea that he speaks about, and it's talking about how most people who win the lottery, about 90% I believe is the amount, and 90% of people who win the lottery end up going broke. Why do they go broke within a few years of winning? It is because their container, their rubber band, it has been right here. Maybe they've been making $5,000 a month at their job. They receive $300 million. Their rubber band for the consciousness of the money that they can hold stretches so much that they have not done the inner work, that they have not had the time and the journey to actually experience all those steps that it takes to hold $300 million. That rubber band of consciousness has grown and it snaps. They cannot handle the $300 million, so they end up unconsciously spending it, giving it away, just using it on useless things. That is why most lottery winners go broke. The rubber band snaps. This can also happen in our inner work journey. You have to be so careful. So what I've taught the girls in the courses is that when your rubber band is stretching, soak that in. Everything that you are learning, everything that you are experiencing, you want to soak it in and say, yes, this is my new norm, and slowly allow yourself to grow. Inner work, it doesn't have to be super quick. It does speed up the more that you do it. However, if you allow your rubber band of consciousness to grow slowly, so for example, maybe you were never allowed to receive. Maybe you struggle receiving compliments, receiving gifts, receiving money from even your boss. If all of a sudden the most perfect Prince Charming man comes into your life and showers you with love and affection and gifts, what ends up happening is you might self-sabotage that relationship because your rubber band has snapped. You can't even receive a compliment. How are you going to receive your dream man? Here's what I want you to do. Pick an area of your life where you go, this is where I want to practice growing my rubber band, and you're going to slowly allow yourself to receive more. Let's say that it's with receiving. I want you to start allowing yourself to receive compliments from strangers. When they say, oh, you look so happy or so vibrant today, instead of saying, oh, no, I don't, or it's only because I'm wearing makeup, or thank you, you too. I say those because I used to do this. I want you to sit in your body and hold that and say, ooh, that feels so good to receive. And now my rubber band to be able to receive has just grown. That is how you are going to do so much beautiful inner work for your life, for your future family. All right, what else did I want to say on this? A quote that I love, I just heard this the other day and I thought, oh, that's so good. I need to share it with the girls. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate, by Carl Jung. Oh, that is just so good, because we'll say things, I know I've done this, such as, why is this always happening to me? Why do men keep showing up in my life like this? We call it fate. We think we're just unlucky, but no, it is the unconscious program. It is the old rubber band that has not stretched, that is continuing to replay in your life. Stretch it, allow yourself to grow. This is the best inner work that you can ever do. Another area of this, so let's say that you're feeling self-conscious. A lot of us, I notice in this community, have experienced so much shame. I always experienced shame just for being a woman, and a lot of narcissistic abuse created a feeling of shame within me growing up. So when I would try to do something like walk into a restaurant, here's what I would always do. I would take my phone and I would be like this. I was so self-conscious that I could not even walk into a restaurant without needing to have my hands hold on to something or look at something. I want you to practice stretching your rubber band by picking an area that maybe you're not showing up the best and say, I'm just going to sit in this discomfort and I'm going to get through it. So I started walking into restaurants, phone in my purse, hands out, head tall, shoulders back, and guess what happened? I stopped becoming self-conscious and those trapped emotions of shame started being released because I was saying, oh yes, I feel so anxious. Maybe I would go and shake in my car or move around after that. But then I was no longer in that old identity. And because I wasn't self-conscious, I could do things like sit here, speak to a camera, and create a YouTube video, create a YouTube channel. So you stretching your rubber band, it could be creating so much generational wealth, abundance, freedom, and health for you and for your family. Your inner work, whenever I struggle, oh, this is just so hard, or I don't want to do it, inner work is the hardest work that you're going to have to do. And it is such a beautiful journey. To me, it's not even hard. I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm triggered, something to heal. When you do inner work, it's not just about you. It is about your inner child that you are still bringing with you and healing. It is about your future daughters, your future sons, if you want kids. It is about the people around you. You ladies, I've met some of you ladies here in Las Vegas, just walking into restaurants. When we meet, you have such a light and it's such a beautiful result of your inner work. You are changing people's lives around you just by showing up in your radiance, and it's so beautiful. The cutest thing happened, side note, I was at this place called Tivoli Village in Las Vegas. It's like a mini Italy, it's so beautiful. And this cute, adorable woman comes up, she goes, Alexis, I watch your channel, I love you. And I thought, oh my gosh, hello. I was with my mom and she goes, Alexis, I just got back from the most amazing date. Thank you for all of this content. Thank you for the inner work. It's been so much fun playing around with dating. And I told her, oh my gosh, tell me everything. How did it go? You are changing the lives of the men that you date. You are changing the lives of your families. I am just so beyond proud of this community, and the fact that it all started right here on this bed and we've all grown together. I'm always growing. I'm so thankful for the learning that I've received from you. Thank you for bringing me on your journey with you. It is just such a beautiful journey to do inner work, and with the generation that we're in, to be able to do it together. So ladies, I love you. I am so beyond proud of you. I am always cheering you on, always praying for you, and I really appreciate all of the messages that you share, all of the comments that you leave. Thank you so much. I might be a little MIA for the next week. Dubai is 12 hours ahead of Las Vegas, and that flight, oh my gosh, the travel time is 21 hours. So after I get settled in and I sleep, I will be back on YouTube. I love you ladies. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye everybody.